The ladies' board run board event is on the line. Nicola Harkis, Amiga Dioch, Ava Moodycliffe, Christina Mallion, and Jessie Allott. 5 ladies have lined up to take on this challenge. As we can see what lies ahead for these ladies. 2 board races and that bookend a tough beach run in the middle. Getting under starters orders, and there might only be 5 of them on the line, but our officials making sure that it's still a fair race for these 5 and getting them under starters orders. They're ready to go on the line and about to start what is going to be an extremely long wade here with their boards. Good start is always important in the board race, and especially here at Muizenburg, Christina Mallion knows what to do here. You want to run as far as you can and as long as you can before capitalizing on the board's ability to just glide across the water. She gets a great start, but it's Nicola Harkis for Fishhook who comes alongside, and Amika de Jager on her left-hand side. Now Nicola Harkis going into the lead here and stroking towards the back line, gets herself up and over that little foamy, and there are going to be plenty of foamies here at Muizenburg Beach. Muizenburg Beach, just an absolutely fantastic venue for surf lifesaving events. Anything that you can ask for is here on Muizenburg Beach. It's a great beachfront area, a lot of restaurants and coffee shops, great promenade, and of course the ocean conditions always dishing up something exciting. It's a gradual sloping beach, which means there's waves breaking from quite far out, and certainly when it comes to surf lifesaving races, it will provide any kind of action that you want to watch or that you want to compete in for our lifeguard athletes. Currently trying to work their way through these foamies that are rolling in from way back are the ladies in the board run board race, and Nicola Harkis is in the driving seat, has to just pop over this foamy. Next to her is Amika de Jager, and some more foamies coming through. They've now moved into what is probably the mid-break here for Muizenburg Beach and trying to get out to this first turn buoy. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of wave popping that's going to have to happen. These waves being fueled by a fresh southeasterly onshore breeze. These waves, they break in some shallow water and then they will reform. So even if you do catch a wave from the back, it's not all sewn up and things can change. And our 2 leading ladies have now started to pull away here from the other 3 as Nicola Harkis gets herself to the first turn buoy, and now she has to keep her eye on the back line, on the horizon, see what's coming through. It can't go straight across to the other buoy. There's a few bombs coming through, and Mika de Jager is stroking hard, also looking out to the side, trying to make sure that she doesn't get caught on the side by whitewater. We saw in the men's board run board race how that really did change things up a little bit, especially in the final results. Nicola Harkis comes around, and now it's wave time, folks. This is where she can really seal the deal. The rating goes up. Here comes some whitewater. Mika de Jager, is she going to pick this up? She gets herself up. Good timing there, but just too much weight on the back. Just couldn't stay on that whitewater. Nicola Harkis, can she pick up on the swell as it reforms? No, it just runs right past her, goes into some deeper water. She's back on her knees and now needs to try and pick up on something if she wants to seal the deal here in this ladies' board run board. But no, Amika de Jager. It's a beautiful wave from the buoy and right up next to our leader. And those are our 2 leaders, and they have pretty much paddled and surfed their way away from the rest of the pack. And now it is a 1-2 race here between these 2 ladies. Both of these ladies represent South Africa in surf lifesaving. A lot of experience and skill. Nicola Harkis trying to get to that beach, and now a hard run here could make a big difference. Amika de Jager using those long legs and getting her knees up, wading out the water. Powerful run out the water. Nicola Harkis on her shoulder, and it's a 400-meter run, folks. It's not a sprint. Middle distance. You want to conserve a touch. Around the flag they go, and now on the soft sand to our first turn mark. The Rescue Sports Series kicks off this year with the Battle of the Bays. This is the Battle of the Bays here on Muizenburg Beach, where clubs from both the Atlantic and the the False Bay coasts do battle to see whether it's going to be West Coast or East Coast. It reigns supreme in the Western Cape's surf life-saving scene. And it seems like the Atlantic clubs are streaking away with this in terms of the points they're scoring. Every position counts. And so you'll see that our athletes continue to race all the way through the field from the front to the back. And Amika de Jager trying to get one up here for the Atlantic clubs. She has run away from Nicola Harkis and now has put herself in the strongest position here as they go back in for another round of the cans on their boards. Nicola Harkis, she spotted something on the right-hand side, goes across to the right, going to try and tail Amika de Jager, and look at that, folks, running as far as she can, porpoising as far as she can, down on her stomach, and now it's time to get the work done on the board. Amika de Jager needs to try and keep that gap open. Powerful strokes. Nicola Harkis knows that she needs to close that gap, get up onto her tail or a side wash. She seems to be taking a different line and up on her knees. That's the strongest position on the board. And now it's time to start popping some waves here in the mid-break. Amika de Jager gets hit dead on, gets pushed back, and now Nicola Harkis level again, just about, as they move into this mid-break section. Another white water comes through. And the two of them are neck and neck once again as they move towards the turn cans. A classic matchup here. Fishhook on the False Bay coast. Nicola Harkis gets to the foamy. Amika de Jager, the Atlantic coast, gets pushed right back. Is that the wave that made the difference? Did that foamy make all the difference there? Nicola Harkis up and over. Amika de Jager got pushed back. Now she is the one chasing. Nicola Harkis back in the driving seat. A few hard strokes. If she can get herself away here, this could seal the deal. Gets over that little shoulder. Amika just getting pushed back a bit. Now you can see how she's fighting. Determined hard strokes here by Amika de Jager to try and get herself back on Nicola Harkis' tail. Nicola Harkis getting over the shoulder there. And the turn buoy will come into view shortly. Just whitewater foamies for days coming through here, just pummeling our ladies. Nicola Harkis now gets pushed back a little bit. Amika de Jager trying to get her nose onto the tail, into that wash. Another foamy comes through. To my count, I reckon that's probably the 8th or 9th that they've had to pop now on their way out to the turn can. Just never ending. Testing your fitness and your skills. At the same time, Nicola Harkis is going to hit this turn can and the dreaded side-on paddle now to the other turn can. Takes a look behind. See, she's got about a 3 board length gap. Amika de Jager has got her chin down on that board and pushing hard to try and stay in touch. Nicola Harkis is almost at that turn can. Here comes a foamy. Can she try and dovetail that foamy with the turn around the buoy? No. Almost this could be disaster. She gets thrown off the board. She's going to have to remount. Lucky she didn't get washed past the buoy. She gets around the side, and Amika de Jager still in the hunt here. Here comes the swell. Up goes the rating. Can she get herself down the front of it? Yes, she does. She gets herself onto that wave and down the front, and look at that, folks. This is why we love surf sports. It's not over till it's over. What a wave by Amika de Jager to stay in the hunt here for the board run board title. Now the reform section. Can she keep the good momentum going? No, she doesn't. Nicola Harkis gets over the top. She's now into a reform section. She's going to have to take this momentum over the top. Control it here. Keep calm. Keep cool. Just staying on the top of it. Amika de Jager, a beautiful wave. Now she picks up on another one. Folks, this race is far from over. Very soon, they could start running up for the line. Big push there by Amika de Jager on that swell. Nicola Harkis gets off it maybe a little bit too early. Porpoise dive here. Amika de Jager is right next to her. Back in her stomach. Do you paddle? Do you run? Do you porpoise dive? This is going to be a run for the line, folks. One on the left hand, one on the right hand. Up the go. We saw Amika de Jager's wade, but Nicola Harkis is going to take this race here in the ladies board run board, and Amika de Jager takes a second. What a race, folks, there in the ladies board run board. You can see why this is a firm favorite event here for our Western Cape clubs. just testing fitness, endurance, and skills here. This was the ladies board run board in the Solid Oak Rescue Sports Series Battle of the Bays pre-season warm-up event for the 2025-2026 event, Rescue Sports Series event in the Western Cape. Muizenburg Beach plays host as we see Ava Moody Cliff kind of round off the podium here for the ladies board run board.